Hello everybody. Tonight I'm going to be modeling this. It's a little toy blender slash mixer made in Blender. And of course I'm surrounded by my kids these days, and I'm very exposed to cartoons and stuff, and I really like the 3D cartoon stuff. It gives me a lot of ideas, some of which the stuff there's no way I could model, it's done by real pros. So I've just come up with this little simple kind of model, and I think it'll be fun to make, and hopefully not too challenging, and so maybe suitable for semi-beginners like me. I will say that the texture on this orange is not, it's not a real image texture. It's just something fun to do and kind of simple. These little fruits that are held together by magnets, you can cut them in half. So yeah, so that's it. Just something fun to do. So if you're interested in that, here we go. I'm going to switch to Cycles Render. And I got my screencast keys on, and I'm going to select everything and delete it and hit 3 and 5, and I'm looking from the right side. Alright, let's go Shift A, Mesh, Cylinder, and I'm going to use 12 vertices, and I'm going to move this up, and I guess I have n-gons on the top, and so I'm going to select the top and the bottom, and I'm going to X, delete those faces. Alright, let's grab this top row here, Shift A, clicking on there, and let's make it a little bit taller. Not too tall, something like that. And now from front view, I'm going to select this top vertex there, hit 3 side, and I'm going to pull this out to make the spout. Now, in this particular model, I'm going to have the spout go all the way down to the bottom. Some of them might have it just go like there. I'm going to have it go all the way down, and then I'm going to Shift Alt and click the bottom row there, and I'm going to hit S to scale and scale in the bottom a little bit. All right, so it's a bit tapered. Okay, so let's give this thing some thickness. Hit A to select it all, and then E and Alt S, and I'm going to push, and that's going to bring the polys in a little bit like that. You can hold the Shift button to control how fast you move. I get some discoloration here, which means my polys are flipped, or some of them are flipped, so I'm going to hit A and Control N, and we are okay. Alright, now what I want to do is in face selection, I'm going to make the little indentations, and because I use 12 segments in my cylinder, I'm only going to do that, I think, maybe on this one and this one. Is that right? Yeah, I think I'm just going to do them there. So I'm just going to have 2. But before I actually make those, I'm going to put in some edge loops to determine how big they're going to be. I'm going to go Control R, but instead of just pulling up like that, I'm going to go Control R, and I'm going to go G and G and activate edge slide, and Control R, G down near the bottom, somewhere like that. Let me make sure everything's cool. All right. Okay, let's go back out, and face selection, I'm going to select, maybe I'll do this one right on this side. Let's see. Which one is it? Is it one from the, yeah, okay, let's try that. Hit Light Inset, pull it in a little bit, and then E and Alt S, and let's push it in, but not too much, just a little bit. Okay, there we go. Let's deselect. Hopefully that's enough. Let's put on a subdivision surface and have a look. I do see it there. I'll select 2 and smooth, and now we'll use some edge loops again. Control R and GG, and slide it up. I want this still pretty rounded, so I'm only going to slide it up to there. The bottom I'm going to cut off. GG, so I'm going to bring it close to the bottom. So this is what I have, not too much distortion of the mesh, so that's looking okay. We're going to tighten this up near the top now. So Control R, and I'm going to not worry about GG. I'm just going to do it. Drag it up to the top. I'll put one on the inside as well, and drag it up near the top. Not exactly to the top, but near, and then you can see it starting to shape up. Okay, we can do more though. Let's make this a little bit more defined. by coming in here and going Control R and bringing an edge loop out to there. And I'm not sure an inner one is necessary. Yeah, I think it is. All right, let's do that. It's like that. Yeah, don't worry if it's a little bit unsmooth. This is going to be covered by a cap, and again, I'm not going to be up super close to that. That's looking just fine. It might be a bit long, so I'm going to scale this in the Z and let's do that. Okay, now I'm going to look at the bottom section here. Let's bring one more edge loop down. GG. Not to the bottom. I want to cut off all this bottom stuff. I'll go here, select all that. I'm in edge selection, I'm selecting, but I'm going to delete vertices like that. Let's make sure I didn't cut off too much. And I get that, and that's, I don't care if those things are projecting downwards. Not necessarily needed, however. Let's just see if I delete those vertices, if it comes up a little bit more even, and I think it does. Oh, what did I do there? I got a few extra little things here. I can just delete those. That's fine because I'll be putting a ring there. Okay. Now, let's... different ways of doing this. I got my 3D cursor still right there. I think I'll go Shift A, Mesh, Circle. I'm bringing a circle with 24 vertices, and let's bring it up and just have a little look. Let's scale that in. Maybe I'll go Control 7, look from the bottom. We'll mess with that in a bit. Okay, let's hit Edit Mode, E, and extrude a length. Let's mess with this. Okay, that's going to go around there. Let's go E and Alt S and give it some thickness, like this, let's say. Control N to flip polys. And I might need to move it a little bit to encompass this a bit more. So I'm just going to mess around with scaling and just get it so that you see, so I don't see that. So I think I will scale it some more. In fact, I think what I'm going to do is in face selection, I may have to grab all these inner polys and just scale, I don't know, Shift Z, I guess. Just pull them in, and I'll scale the whole thing again. And let's make sure it doesn't protrude out. And I'll get that. I'll put on a subdivision surface. I'm going to select this one and then Shift and select that one, and then go Control L and make links modifier and smooth, so I get the same, modifier instead of going through the process, which is easy enough anyhow. Edge loops there and edge loop on. I think I'll do both inside and outside. Maybe I'll get rid of some of those faces later. I'm not too worried about if a little bit shows through, but maybe I will make it a bit bigger. And I guess to be on the safe side, let's do this. Let's actually click this on with this selected square there and come down and click wire so I can see through it. Oh, that's not what I want. I want to select my ring here, there, and I'm just gonna scale Shift Z. I'll just make it bigger. In fact, while I'm here, I could delete delete those faces. All right, let's bring this back to textured. That's pretty good. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Yeah. All right. Control S. Let's come up and make the top of this thing. In edit mode, I'm going to select this. Just choose an edge that you like that's the same shape. I'm going to choose that one. Shift D and P to make it a new object. Okay, select that edge and origin of geometry. So I've just got a copy now of this. And in edit mode, I'm going to hit S to scale it bigger, and then E, and I'm going to bring it up and give it some height. Okay, you can select the whole thing and bring it down if you like that. Okay, so Shift Alt and click that upper edge, and let's go E and S, pull in a ways, and I'll come up to give it a bit of rounding. Okay, E and S, and I'll come up again a little bit just to give it some roundness. Then E and S, I'll come close to the middle to about the size that I want a circle in there. And it doesn't look too much like a circle, so I'm going to go in vertex selection. I'm just going to select that front point and I'm going to pull it back. So now I see what looks like a circle. Shift Alt and click there, and I'll make a little hole. E, and I'll come down like this. All right, now let's leave that selected and come out, and let's hit smoothing. And we have the beginning of a top. Let's go back in. And let's Shift Alt and click that edge and go E and Alt S and just pull in so that it's underneath. But now it doesn't look very good, so we'll put an edge loop, Control R, I'll just pull it down. In fact, I might select the whole thing and just globally scale. Just make it bigger, just make sure it covers up the inside there. And I think I'll put an edge loop, Control R, slide it out to there. Let's see how that's looking. Okay, not bad for the top. All right, cool. So, and now this part, I will now reselect that. I guess that was selected. It's not selected anymore. So here we go. And I'm going to use this to make the little cap. So Shift D and P, make it a new object. Set origin to geometry. And I do want to do some work here, probably. So let's use this though anyhow. Select it, E, and come up a little ways for like the neck of the cap there. E and S, come out and up a bit. E, come up, E and S, come in and pull it up a bit. E and S. I think I can actually just use that and go Alt M, merge at center. Let's select it all and Control N to flip some polys and just decide if and where we want edge loops, smooth it. So what I'll do, I think, is I'll put an edge loop on the neck here, slide it up a bit, and I might just like it like that. Yeah, so let me hide that. Yeah, this is a little bit too round, so I'm just going to put one edge loop, and I'm going to put it, I think I'm going to pull it down instead of up. So this is still a bit rounded. Let's see, Alt H, if that's sitting there like that. I think that's probably fine. All right, I'm not going to be too close to this thing because it doesn't have enough detail to warrant zooming in super close, and so you want to get sort of the whole thing, so it's going to look like that. Very nice, very nice. All right. I think I'm going to go into edit mode and wireframe. Box select all of this and pull it down, make it a little bit bigger, and then let's see, I'm just going to go ahead and Shift D, copy this whole structure and bring it down, and S to scale and make it fit inside. In fact, maybe I will scale this in the Z, and I guess we could start, you know, trying to get rid of some polys. I mean, you know, maybe I don't need that row X faces, you know, because when I bring it up and it's in on the inside, you know, that's really not necessary. So I haven't been doing that. You could get rid of more polys as well. But this part here is going to connect. Let's go Shift S, cursor selected. Do the 3D cursor, actually. Let's origin to geometry first. I'm going to bring in a cube. And let's get rid of the grid floor. And under display, grid floor. Okay. Shift A, mesh, cube. And let's look from the side. In edit mode, I'm going to bring this whole thing down. So it's going to be like connecting like that. And then we're going to make the base of this. And so just adjust it to your desired shape. Some of them have a pretty big, you know, base. And, I'm going to put an edge loop up somewhat near the front like that. So I can pull this down and put a few buttons on there, or dials. And I think that's probably going to be pretty close to the shape I'm going to use. And so it's up to you. I think I'm going to try just a bevel of maybe 2 segments. Let's see if that's enough. Smoothing might be a bit weird. What if it was 3 segments? Yeah, we'll just leave it like that for now. We'll see. Scale this in the X a bit more. Yeah, so I'm also going to do, maybe I'll do an inset here. I pull it in, and then E, and just pull in a direction. Not too much though. We can hold the shift. Again, try to remember that this would be like a toy, a kid's toy. I think I do need to make some changes now that I think about it. Make it a bit longer there. I'll go into wireframe and I'll box select this area and I'll pull it out. I just don't want this part under there. And there will be other, other attachment. Well, this piece here is attached to there. Let's say we had that. How's it looking? Yeah, fine. It's just a toy, so okay. If that was the case, then I don't know why. I want to put a piece underneath here, like a plate, like maybe a battery goes in there. Some Shift D and P. Select it. Origin of geometry and go into edit mode. I'm going to select it all, and I want to make it one poly. Dissolve faces, and then if I go into vertex, I see I've got extra vertices there. X, dissolve vertices. So it's just the 4, and I'm just going to extrude down a bit, get a bit of thickness, and select it all in Control 7 from the bottom, and it's going to hit S and bring it in. That looks probably okay. And it should still have that bevel. I really don't think I need 3. And then what about deleting this face? All right, why not? X, faces, and let's bring it up. So, yeah. Does it make sense that would be there? And then the feet on that? I hope so. Let's adjust the bevel on that. Well, let's try it and see how it looks. Let's use this Shift D and bring it to the bottom. You use that as a foot. Why not? Okay, just make it smaller. Scale it. In geometry. Let's rotate Y 180 and Control 7 to look from the bottom. G to grab, and I'll put it there. But make sure we contact. Okay, and I'm just going to do this by I, Shift D, and copy over to there. Grab the 2, Shift D, and bring them over here. Let's see how that looks as feet. Okay, yeah. So I may end up using a subdivision surface on this instead of the bevel because of the smoothing and stuff. I don't want to mess with that. Let's try hiding that, and subdivision surface might be nicer. Anyhow, of 2, let's put flat, whatever. And then let's just throw in edge loops, Control R, and scale in the X. And we'll bring one down here and up here. Oh. Take a little break here, check out my son, and I'll be back. select this face, Shift S, cursor to selected, and I'm going to bring in a cube and make some little buttons. Alright, so let's do this. Make them thinner, really simple stuff, okay? And yeah, and let's just give it a bevel. I could do something like that and get like maybe 2 of them. Look from the side. Okay, rotate in the X, G. Let's switch over to normal so I can do that. We can play with this though. You can try smoothing and see how it looks. Not crazy about it. You can try adding more segments too. What if I had that and then a dial maybe? That was a little bit too big. I don't know. That's fine. Okay. Just gonna select this one and make a very simple dial. Circle 24, that's fine. Let's scale this whole thing down. E and S. Let's see how I want to do this. Well, it's just going to be straightforward. E. I'll scale that in. E and S. Let's go out this time. E and up. E and S. E and Alt M, merge at center. You know, it's pretty typical. E and S right down there, and E, and make that. Now I'm going to need some more edge loops, of course, because I'll add a subdivision surface. Yeah, it's very similar to every dial I've ever made. Just throw in edge loops to sharpen it up. And all right, let's try something different. Maybe Control R, put an edge loop there. Actually, no, I don't want one there. What I'll do is I'll select maybe, I don't know, like a bunch of faces like that, and I'll just extrude that out. E. What happened there? I'll extrude this out. Let's look from the top, and maybe we'll scale. Let's try scaling just in the X. I think we'll scale in the Z too. Maybe pull it down. Boy, that's looking pretty lame so far. So we'll put an edge loop here, and an edge loop on the bottom of that, and an edge loop maybe there, and here, not too tight though. And yeah, I do want one right here too. So it looks like that. Okay, I can sharpen this up too, can't I? Or do I want to? Let's grab this one. It ends up being a lot of edge loops for, you know, a simple thing, but I don't care, I guess. Okay, let's get this into position. Let's G, and let's rotate this in the X. Hold down Shift. Not there. Okay. Let's scale this guy down. Switch over to normal. Sometimes it's easier. Yeah, okay. And I'm going to rotate. I think I got to go RZZ. There. Just wondering if the dimensions are right. Hoping they are relatively. Yeah, that's that pretty much. Perhaps some of you noticed this as I was doing it, and I certainly didn't, that this ring here is supposed to be actually wider than this one. Scale Shift Z. And that's why some of this just did not look right. So if I do that, and then I can take all of this stuff in the bottom here, like that. That's okay, I can lengthen that as well. And let's just globally scale it, like this. And then I'll come back here and I'll scale this again a bit smaller. So that was supposed to be like that. This part fits into this region here. And then we have that. That's a little bit better. All right, let's make a little handle for this. Let's select right there. Shift S, cursor to selected, and make sure we're on global. Different ways to make the handle. I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to bring in a plane. Go into edit mode and vertex and Alt M, merge at center, so I have one point there. That's fine. Look from the side, I'm going to go E to extrude and to come out. E and come down. And I'm going to E and I'll come in G. I'll just come down on an angle like that. Select the whole thing and let's move it up to that position. And I'm going to round these. Select that point and go Control Shift B to bevel and pull. And let's give a good number of segments on that, quite rounded. And this one maybe Control Shift B will round as well, but maybe not quite as much. Like that. And select the whole thing and let's extrude E. Give it some width like that. Select it all, Control N to flip polys, and let's try to give this some thickness. Let's try E and Alt S, pull in like that. Okay, and now let's go back into edit mode and Control N to flip polys again. All right, so we'd have that. Let's pull it out and look at this thing. Let's select this face. That one's nice and straight, and the other one isn't. That's okay. Okay, let's go E and extrude. And actually, I can get rid of that face and select all these in E and Alt S to make that kind of structure. And for this one, let's delete that face. Select it all, E and Alt S, do the same thing. Bring it back. And we'll look from the back, Control 1, and we'll just try to, let's do origin geometry, and we'll just center it up like that. Yeah, okay, maybe I don't like that then. Alternatively, we can Shift Alt and click there. I'll bring my selection back by one and look from the side, and let's just pull it back and select it all and try seeing if that looks okay. Okay, let's put that there. Let's grab that, Control plus, and let's bring it back. Do I like that? Or do I not like that? I think it's probably okay. Let's try subdivision surface. And a couple of edge loops. Control R. I don't want it too sharp. So just like that. Let's put one down here. Okay, and then we'll slide one in here and back there. And maybe in there. Let's put one down here, here, and here. I might want to straighten these out, I'm not sure. Let's try smoothing it. That's probably okay for what I want to do. Set origin to geometry and Shift S cursor to selected, and let's bring in a cylinder to wrap around that. Let's go 12 and nothing, and scale. The period key to zoom in from the back. Okay, let's scale again. Okay, let's scale this in the Z. Make some kind of a handle like that. And let's select these edges, E, and now if I do S, they're going to come in. So let's switch to individual origins and S. Like that. Just position this. I can fix that. Let's scale this in the Y. Let's actually get on this thing itself. Let's scale it in the X. Okay, so now we'll grab this inner edge and scale that in more. And this edge down here, if I can find it, and we'll just scale that in. Okay, let's Shift Alt and click the upper edge and the bottom edge, and let's just go back to median point, by the way, and Control B to bevel. I'll come down and I'll put in a segment or two, and then we'll add a subdivision surface and smooth it. And yeah, well, maybe I should have filled this, I don't know. Let's merge at center. Let's just do that. And select, can I, nah. Let's Shift H. And merge at center. Bring everything back. Maybe I want it. Okay, something like that. And I think we've modeled this thing, guys. I think we have. You could put whatever texture, I mean, whatever, you know, on these buttons you want, or just leave them big like that as a kid's toy. Let's look from the side, select everything and just bring it up. Shift C, bring the 3D cursor right back to there. It's good enough positioning for now. Do I like that handle? It's okay. Okay, and I'm gonna make the orange just real simple, just a circle. So mesh, UV sphere, bring it out. I'm just using default values. And get the approximate size, I guess. Maybe like that. Set the origin of that thing. And the cursor. And we'll cut it in half. In wireframe, I'm going to box select. I think I might want to get rid of more than that, but no, maybe that's okay. And we'll try that. And then I'm just going to go E and S. It's a lot of polys, admittedly. And E and Alt M, merge at center. And we'll see how well that works for us. And I might get this little, I don't know if you see this pole region here. And blow the polys by going W and subdivide smooth. And that's all right. And yeah, that might be, you see, when I do that, I get a bit of a sharp edge. So I'm just going to come back by one, get rid of these vertices, and take these, and then go E and S in a bit, E and Alt M, merge at center. And I'm going to put one edge loop here. I think I am. Like that. Shift D and rotate X 180. So I get the other half of the orange, and it would be like this with a bit of separation. And I can take one of these, maybe this one, Shift D and pull it out. Let's look from the front and select all of this. And do that. And here, that is a lot of polys, but oh well. I'll just select that central vertex, Shift S, cursor selected. And I'll bring in a circle to make like a little magnet, 24. Magnet there. I could even go with less than that, but E and S, E and Alt M, so, and we'll select that outer ring. Actually select the whole thing and bring it up, and then this outer ring, E, and come down just a little bit, Control N to flip it, subdivision, and smooth. And maybe just one edge loop up here. And that'd be like the magnet that would hold the pieces together. I don't think I need to show it on this one. Okay. And I could take this and this and look from the side maybe. And we'll rotate this in the X. Just to showcase it. I'm not sure that that would actually show very well. Position it a little bit differently. Oops. I have everything now? Yeah. I don't know, maybe I want this one forward. I don't know, I really know. We can mess with that later. Okay, well, let's see. The next up would be the texturing. All right, just before we get into texturing, let's select all the pieces of this. And I think we need to rotate this. Okay, and perhaps a better way to do this is to select this piece and Shift S, cursor to selected, switch to 3D cursor, and then grab all these pieces. And then rotate this in the Z, a little off center like that. And switch back to median point. Okay, now let's go ahead and bring in a sun. Just arbitrarily rotate, and let's bring in a camera. N and lock camera to view and look through the camera so we can start seeing things. So I'll hit the home button to maximize so I can see everything. Cool. And then I might actually switch this to or select my camera and orthogonal, and then look through and mess around with this like that. Let's come out. All right. Yeah. Cool. Okay, split the screen, T and T, and go into the node editor. And over here, I'm going to look back through the camera. And I'm going to be using some of this stuff here. Blender mixer body. So these are the nodes that I'm going to use. Okay, so the blender mixer body, I want a sort of a pinkish color. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put on a mix shader, diffuse and glossy, and then we'll do this stuff. Okay, so I'm going to select the body, and I'm going to click new. I'm going to cut that. I'm going to keep that diffuse and shift A. Shader glossy. I'm going to keep that. And mix shader. That's going to connect there. Diffuse and glossy. I'm going to want a pinkish color or whatever color you want. And let's go back and then double check. So I'm going to pink, roughness of 0, Beckman, and 0.4. Okay, that's looking good. Let's move this over here. We can switch over to material view. All right, so now let's give it some nice other effects. We could put a layer weight, and we'll come out of facing into an RGB curve into the color, and then come the color into the back of that. All right, so let's grab a layer weight. So input, layer weight, and under color, RGB curve, and give ourselves a bit more room here. We're going to come out of facing into color, and out of color we're going to go into the FAC of the mix shader like that. All right, just to show you what we're starting to get. Okay, don't get too much yet, eh? We can, first of all, for the world, I'm going to make it really bright. Let's see if that gives us enough light to do some better work. That does. And I'm going to grab this RGB curve here, and I'm going to click it, and I'm going to pull to, we'll try the middle position. Okay, I just want this sort of shiny, plasticky kind of look. Okay, let's do some more. What parts do I want pink? And I'm going to have the base that color as well. Okay, so let's call this body. Did I spell that right? Okay. Okay, see what we're starting to get. All right, body. And let me just double check. Okay, so maybe we came a little bit far with that. A little bit darker. Okay. There we go. And we've got 0.4 and 0 and 0.5. All right, very simple. All right. And what do we do? That's the orange. Okay, so basically then it's just using the same thing and changing the color. Okay, so we'll take the lid and we'll click on body, but I'll hit the plus to change that, and this will be like body 2, let's say. And now here, let's do something over here. Let's bring in a reference image, and let's split the screen like that, pull that up, and come over here and change this to UV image editor, and go image open, and then choose an image that you like. And I've saved some cartoony pictures. Let's say I choose this, and then we can color pick from this. Maybe I want this bluish color here, and so I'm going to come over here and arrow, and that may not be exactly what I want, so darken it up a little bit, and then just to have a look, and so let's say if I like that, I might put that same color there, body 2 there, and I think that neck part is pink as well. So this part is going to come back to the main body. And let's have a look at it. Oh, it's Shift Z is the shortcut. Okay, and the handle, body 2, like that. Okay, I see a little issue there. We'll deal with that. Cool. All right. And now we'll just make the buttons. And I think for the buttons, we'll just do it really, really straightforward. Well, I'll do that later. The buttons. I called that buttons with the base color have orange. It doesn't seem right. Yeah, I did have orange buttons, didn't I? Okay. I take it back. Okay. Let's just click new here, and we'll make this a principled shader. And do I have an orange in here? There's orange. Let's go with that orange. Let's color pick that orange. Yeah, okay. And I probably want these like 0.2, 0.1, and 0.3. Okay, fine. 0.1, 0.3. Yeah, let's go with that. Buttons. I want them all the same color. Yeah, I think so. All right, so make it a little bit different than that. Okay. Oh, to make the handle, the buttons color. Come down here, I'll make this the regular body color, but I'll make the feet like that. I think we'll make the feet like that. There we go. Let's have another look at this. Do I like the feet like that? Well, that's what I did there anyhow. Okay, so the last thing we have to do, other than any touch-ups you want to do, is the orange. I'll do that in a minute. Alright, it's time to make the orange texture here. And I'll be using this stuff here. So we're going to set up a principled shader with a mixed shader and glossy and similar stuff. And then we'll just add a Voronoi texture to that. Okay, so with the orange selected, new. Let's cut that, and I'm going to need, I know, a glossy, and I think I'm going to need the principled shader, right? So let's bring the principled shader over here, and actually we need the mix in there, don't we? So let's get the mix shader in there. Okay, let's color pick this orange. Not sure if that's going to work. Maybe I'll color pick it a bit lighter area. Now I'll try that to start with. Okay. And we're going to bring a glossy into there, 0.2. So let's do that. Let's bring the glossy, 0.2, that's fine. And we want to stick with, okay, we'll switch over to Beckman. Oh, where's Blender? Come on. Okay, so we got that. And I guess I don't need that diffuse. Let's go over here, input layer weight, just like before, and color. This is the cool part. RGB curve, basic and color, and this guy is going to connect to the fact of the mix shader. So let's pull that up. And that. And already you get kind of a cool effect. I just want to see where I want it. Yeah, okay. Let's slide this over. Like that. At the dot. Like that. And there. Look at that. Already starts to look kind of cool. Yes, yes, okay, cool. So far so good. And now we'll get the texture going. So we're going to need texture of Voronoi. I believe I'm saying that to cells, am I? Or leave it on intensity? Okay, intensity, I'll go with scale. I'll go with 50 like I did before. And we'll bring in a vector bump. And just make sure I connect these up right. We're going to go to the fact to the height and then the normal to normal. Okay, fact to height and normal to normal. And with a strength of, we'll try 0.3. And you can already start seeing the texture come along here. Again, it's not very realistic, but it's like a toy. So let's just go ahead and take that. Let's call this orange. And then we can start to see it. If it's going to look right and what changes we want to make. And I may not make many changes at all. Let me just double check that I've connected everything. 0.5, 0.2, 0.3, 5, 0.3, 50. That's probably good enough. And for this guy, we could just do like really simple, I don't know, whatever you wanted. Like a metallic kind of thing. Just real simple, like I don't know. I don't know if that, maybe that's too round. It's just adding more edges. Okay, let's look through the camera now. I'm using the camera view. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. You could do whatever your metal is that you like. Let's go ahead and close that and get rid of this. Drag down. And that's my camera view, right? Okay. Let's have a look at this. Okay. So, yeah, I should fix that though, shouldn't I? What was the problem here? Is that scale shift set? Is that all I would need? So, all right, so the lighting's not great or anything, but you can mess with that. What I would do then is I'd come over and let's make this 75 and 200 and denoising. And I could try if I wanted to. No, I want to leave it white. Yeah, I'm going to leave it like that. All right, let's have a look. All right, well, maybe I'll just do a render here, and then we'll have a look. I should say that I have added a plane, and I came over here and I added a material emission, set the strength to 5, and just positioned it over to the side. And I also went to the this icon here, and I came down under cycle settings, and I unchecked camera, so when I go Shift Z, I don't see it. I just see the light. And I also, for my sun, came over here and I changed the size to 0.3 and the strength to 0.3. I can change this color here to that, and I can change this color to like a complementary color here, a little bit like this, maybe even a bit more, you know, to give it something like that. And I think in the world I want it a little bit whiter. Okay, so that kind of effect. And we could do some more work on these buttons, but we'll see. I'll go ahead and I'll do that test render. Okay, here's what we have so far. And the lighting could certainly be worked on. If we want to do something else with this button here, I think what I'll do is I'll take this button, copy it, and move it to another layer. And we'll come in and select that face. Let's inset a little bit. And then let's extrude it up a bit. And then I'm going to put in maybe 2 edge loops that way and 2 that way. And then in face selection, I'll select all these faces and hit I twice. I is like that. And E to extrude up a little bit, just give it a little bit more texture. And then we'll come back. Let's take this and let's move it just in case we screw anything up. And take this button, move back to there. Let's see if we like that. Okay, and we'll get rid of this one, and we'll just copy this one over. Shift D and slide it over here. Back to camera view, and we'll see if that's an improvement. Is there anything else we can do on the dial? Is it worth it? You know, do I want to do this? I, and then E, and then edge loops. I'm not sure. It might be worth doing, it might not. Well, it's done now, so we'll see.